Hey guys, it's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. So I apologize for making such a late recap video on today's trading. It was a really busy morning. I had finals and stuff like that, so working on projects all day. So thank you guys again for being so patient. So today's going to be episode 3 on kind of, how to make above $200 a day. So I do have a risk account of 2,500 that I invest. Um, at a time. So my account's a little bit bigger than that, but what I risk every single time I trade, or at most, is 2,500 at a time. And again, we have three simple rules when it comes to tech solutions. We don't hold the stock overnight, especially when it comes to penny stock. We shoot for 10% potential, and we make sure that we always have our stop loss set, meaning that we can always control how much money we lose. Just because in the long run, that's the only way that you're really going to be making money. So I'm gonna kind of gonna share my screen. I mainly traded NUGT and GALE was the big winner for today, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about what I was looking for, what it is that I did, and how I kind of spoke to the team. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen, and let's get started. Alrighty. So I started off with sending out the alerts. So morning, right around 7:41. Talked about the NUGT breaking 880. ASTC was one of the stocks we're talking about. It was showing 5% gain from the previous night. Hit the safety or resistance at 890. Started coming back down. Kind of let them know. Got filled at 845. And then bought up the bounce. So from 845, bought in right around here. And then started picking up. And then that kind of pretty much ended my trade when it came to NUGT, locking in $74 profit. Ended up dropping all the way down to like 820 or 817 within the day. But luckily, just locked in my profit, and then it closed at 833. Sent out this alert from GALE. So my alert was triggered when GALE fell below 260. So I had a huge drop. First, it was at 278. And then I put them like GALE at 252, and then Rex with a bounce. So this is one that I missed out on, and then GALE holding and just little updates. So now we're gonna do just a little analysis on kind of what it is that I saw. So the reason I set up an alert at 260, because that, if I'm not mistaken, is a 52-week low. So GALE was just on a constant dip. So understanding that, I was pretty much waiting for a bounce. And I wasn't 100% sure that it was going to bounce um, at the place it did at 252. That's why, after this big drop that it had from here all the way down when it went sub 260, I was pretty much waiting for upward momentum, which is what we usually do. So I wanted it to settle or set its safety. So I'm going to go a little bit closer and change the frequency to 1 minute. And as you guys can see, the volume ended up getting a lot lower towards, the closing hours. But during the morning, the volume, especially during this drop, were pretty good. You know, as you can see, right away it held at like 252 for a couple minutes, and understanding that we saw it bounce up and then bounce back down, bounce up, and I didn't see it go below 251.99. So I knew that was a pretty strong safety, at least for where GALE was at as of now. Therefore, this not being necessarily a penny stock, I felt comfortable with, going in a little bit, heavy, or at least with my full risk account. So I went with $2,500 at 252, just like I did let the team know. So let's see if I can pull it up. I believe I showed you guys already. Right here, the balance from 252, or GALE at 252. And that was right at that mark where 828, kind of right when it had this big drop. That's when it was set off my alert, and then that's when I let the team know. I was not 100% sure that it was going to go the way it did, all the way up to almost like 280. I was pretty much just setting myself up for success. So what that means is, I had determined the safety. I knew it was at a low point where it had, upward momentum. I saw the volume start picking up, and then it's showing, that it was going up. So simply, decided to buy in, got in at a good price, 252. I believe anything lower than, it was the lowest point that it got to was 251.99. So it stayed pretty stagnant throughout for about an hour. And then the volume just really started picking up. I was actually taking one of my finals when all my alerts were setting off, when it went above 260, 265, and then 270. I finished my final around uh, 12 o'clock for, Mountain Standard Time. And that's when I knew I was, way in the green for, all the way down here to 252 to 272. Kind of wanted to see the big picture. And what I did was I saw that there's a resistance here at 260, and that's why I set my alert there, and it broke it. I knew there was a resistance here at 270, but it broke it. So now we're waiting to break the resistance here at 280. Ended up not being able to break it. As you guys can see that it's a really strong resistance. Ended up dropping back down and held right above 270 to 272. And within the closing, 5 minutes, I ended up selling at 272. And I bought in at 252. So overall, 20%, 20-cent gain. Um, so for the stock that is, in a sense, $2 stock, it was a little bit under 10% profit that I brought in today. I believe it was like a little bit under $200 when it came to GALE. And then I traded, like I said, NUGT before. Pretty much saw that, so said that it went above 880, broke 880, didn't hold very well. Came back, told the team, if you guys could see that I'm gonna be, NUGG dropping hard, gonna be waiting for the bounce around 850 to get in. Again, that's not what I'm telling them to do. That's just pretty much me telling them what I'm gonna be looking for. So, stayed pretty determined to buy in at a low point, waited for the bounce, saw it hit for 840 and then start picking up, got filled at 845, and then ended up selling at, I believe, it's gonna tell us right here, 860. So I wrote it up all the way again, almost to 880. I was hoping that it was going to break the second time, but it did not. Ended up continue dropping, and I was actually preparing for my finals, so all my alerts were going off. I had my stop loss set at 860, and that's why I ended up getting filled there. So at least I brought in $74 dollars worth of profit for NUGT, and then 198 if I'm not mistaken with GALE. So well over, $200, which is my daily goal. And then this is the only one that I really missed out on. I gave it a little shout out because I knew of the potential. So had a really good day yesterday. Had almost a 20% growth from 50 to 60. And then ended up opening around, the same point, and then went way above, the 60 mark, went to 61 and a half, is the alert that got set out for me. And with that being said, I just, with finals going on and with NUGT and GALE that I was trading, I was too focused in those two stocks and everything else that I was doing, just that it got a little bit overwhelming. Just so I decided to give the team a little heads up on Rex. But other than that, definitely a 20% gain I could have seen here, but didn't didn't trade Rex at all. So but yeah, so that's pretty much just my little recap on today's trading. Again, I use really simple rules when it comes to doing, these momentum trades or these technical bounces. It's not that I know how to predict these certain stocks. I think the best way to explain what it is that I do is I try to set myself up for success. So not knowing that Gale was gonna, bounce 100% from 252 all the way up to 280, which is almost what it hit. I was just pretty much determining, based on Gale's trends, 252 ended up, or I kind of labeled it as a good buy, as like, um, statistically, or the probability of it going, back up was pretty high in my knowledge when it came to reading Yale altogether. Um, and with that, I decided to buy in at 252, so I let the team know, and then from there, wrote it up. And again, I hoping to sell at 265 is what I let the team know, but I saw the volume just really picking up really quickly, and that's kind of why I just went with it. Also, my alerts were going off, but I was taking my finals, so I really didn't have access to setting my limit order to sell at those higher points because I had my stop loss set for Gale. So I had my stop loss set at 250 if I'm not mistaken, because I just wanted to get out if it ended up breaking that safety at 252. So again, just setting up yourself for success. The three simple rules that I use have been very helpful for myself and for the team. I do want to give a shout out to, I believe it was, yeah, it was David that brought in, about 5% profit today when it came to trading, as well as Shane did really well today. And then everyone overall, just I thought I was actually sharing my screen right now. Um, but everyone else did very well today when it came to trading. I mean, we were very disciplined when it came to, where to buy in and where to sell, and we did it pretty much as a team. And uh, it was a pretty successful day. It's really overwhelming, and it was nonstop work today. So I'm really tired and really excited to go to bed, and then get back to this at 7 in the morning tomorrow. So market opens at 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. It's almost about 1 o'clock here at night. So I hope you guys have a good night. I hope you guys found this video somewhat helpful. Please let me know what you guys would like me to elaborate on. If there's anything else that I can do for you guys, please feel free to reach out to me. The link is down below. If you guys haven't done so already, I did make a video kind of about a class that I'm taking. Not necessarily a class, but a competition that I'm in. So that's actually one of the newest videos that I made. So go ahead and click the link. The link should be popping up, and let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys again. I hope you guys have a good night, and let's have a green day tomorrow.